Increasingly, as the world looks at progressive norms, they begin to consider all of humanity. And business and other practices for many, many decades have not been paying attention to the effect and impact on the poorest in society. But as we learned from the Millennium Development Goals, as we learn now as the UN talks about Sustainable Development Goals, there are millions who remain at the margins, and the world cannot continue in that way. Even though incomes may improve, even though the middle class might grow, the issue of the world attending to sustainability and ensuring that our children have something to inherit is absolutely important. And I think part of what we need to do is not only look at programs that are being implemented or at growing the economy, the issue of impact on communities, on people, whether their lives are being changed, and also educating us who are privileged. I'm really glad that we were able to indicate here that we've already created a sector innovation fund in partnership with the forestry sector. So I want to look at what are the projects. Do they address these things I'm talking about, the education of girls, their participation in the forestry economy, and also looking at whether the practices we're supporting are actually sustainable and the universities involved are universities that will benefit the broader population.
And also I want to highlight already this point that the outcome documents are not negotiated documents. They don't represent a consensus. They actually represent a diverse views that we're trying to capture. What's going to happen to the outcome and the outcome documents of this Congress. So this plenary will give you clarity on feedback. We'll be producing 3 outcome documents. The first document is the Vision for Sustainable Future, Vision for Forest and Forestry in 2050. And that document is focusing on a number of elements, in particular 3 key issues that have been coming across these various debates over the week. This is the importance of forest in food security and livelihoods. And the second, integrated approaches to land uses. Forestry can no longer be seen as isolation. It is imperative that we address agriculture issues, water issues, forest issues all together and in an integrated way. And the third issue, not the least, but the last, is the important role of forests, that they can provide a solution to climate change mitigation and adaptation.
And water. It's an issue that clearly will feature very prominently in terms of the conclusions of this document. We had to are you wearing the starting blocks. Some of you will remember the starting gun on the evening of Sunday where we had that wonderful exhibition.
You know, we are in a situation of degradation. We are in a situation of serious environmental challenges on many fronts. I think the initial, if you can call it almost a knee-jerk response of almost conservation at any cost, is giving way to a much more balanced and nuanced kind of approach to ensuring development. I think the chairperson of the AU Commission kicked it off at a press conference on day 1 when posed the question about agriculture versus forestry. And she said you cannot look at development channels in silos. It needs to be balanced, and I think that If there's another word for sustainability, it's a balanced approach to our development.
Yes. And it's very interesting that the youth event actually ended off with a primary school play.
Tournaments, pitch,